Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the GSMC Hockey Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host today, guys, Garrison McDaniel, and happy Memorial Day to everybody in the States that do celebrate it. But today we have a great podcast for you guys. We had amazing action from around the NHL. That will be what our first two segments will be about from Saturday and Sunday, those games and how they shaped up and how they're affecting the series going forward. Then in our third segment here, we're going to be talking about the IIHF tournament that came to a close over the weekend. We're going to be talking about the winner. It was a surprise one. All of the hockey world is really kind of shocked about the result, so I'm excited to talk about that one. And then the fourth segment, we will be talking about the playoffs and how it's going to shape up, and in my opinion, what the top four best Stanley Cup final matchups can be from the four possibilities. And then our fifth and final segment, we'll be talking about the Oilers and Stars game from tonight. Game 3 is underway right now. I'm excited to talk about that one. I'm actually going to pull it up over here on my other screen so that I could start looking at it, and the Oilers are up 2-0. Of course they are. Let's see, we got Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman on the goals for the Edmonton Oilers so far. So that is a little bit of a surprise, the Dallas Stars dropping that one in the first period, but we have a lot of hockey left to play in that one, and I'll keep you guys updated. So we're going to get right into our first segment, but before we do that, I'd love to remind you guys that if you want to support the channel in any way or any of the creators here at the GSMC Sports Network, use the tips and donations link at gsmcpodcast.net. It really helps us out. If you guys have any questions, you can put it there, and it will put your questions right on screen, and I will read them out loud live on air for you guys. So without further ado, we are going to get right into our Oilers and Stars recap here. This game 2 on Saturday was a great one, and the Dallas Stars really showed that their defense can win them this series here. That was a big question mark for me and for a lot of people when it did come down to the Dallas Stars. In this one, was Miro Heiskanen going to be able to stop the Edmonton Oilers superstars, as he did such a great job of doing against the Colorado Avalanche? I talked about that on the Friday podcast. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. But the Dallas Stars and Miro Heiskanen have a heavy task at hand here, trying to compete with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman. You know they're superstars there for the Edmonton Oilers. The list goes on and on. So for the Dallas Stars, having a great game like this, holding them to only one goal and not a goal scored by the top two lines of the Oilers, is so impressive for the Dallas Stars, and it means a lot going forward here. Going into the game recap, you had an opening goal by Jamie Benn. It was assisted by Wyatt Johnston and Miro Heiskanen. There's Miro Heiskanen on the stat sheet. I talk about that a lot throughout the entire playoffs, is getting production from your blue line. That's such a pivotal point to the Stanley Cup playoffs. If you can get production out of your blue line offensively, then that means so much. It takes a lot of weight off the forwards, and it means that the defense, really, when they are scoring offensively and producing like that, their defense even gets better. A lot of defensemen say that. So it is important to get that scoring. So seeing that from Miro Heiskanen is great. And then seeing Wyatt Johnston getting an assist on this one is amazing as well for the Dallas Stars. He's been lights out this entire playoffs. What a fantastic kid that is. And then you get a goal by Connor Brown, Cody Ceci, and Warren Foegele. That's the third line from the Edmonton Oilers. They tie it up early in the first there. Both those goals come in the opening 5 minutes, and then the Oilers go 55 minutes without a goal here. Mason Marchment gets a goal for the Dallas Stars at the beginning of the third period. This was assisted by Ron Sutter and Sam Steele. This was the game-winning goal, and then Issa Lindell, Jamie Benn, and Wyatt Johnston combined for the empty net goal for the Dallas Stars. So this one, great performance by the Dallas Stars here. Some players I do want to highlight in this one here. You have Jamie Benn, a goal, an assist, 2 points. We talk about this so much with the Dallas Stars, and on this playoff run, especially with the Stars, is when it comes down to them, they need that production from the veterans. All season long, it's been the young guys. It's been Wyatt Johnston. It's been Miro Heiskanen. It's been Sam Steele, Mason Marchment. But right now they're getting production from everybody on their team, especially Jamie Benn. Wyatt Johnston with 2 assists in this game. Also love to highlight him, but I really want to talk about Jamie Benn and how much that means for the Dallas Stars. When they're getting that production from Jamie Benn, Ryan Sutter, whoever else, Joe Pavelski, those depth forwards who were once upon a time a superstar in this league, right? Jamie Benn and Ryan Sutter and Joe Pavelski were all fantastic, perennial all-stars in the NHL, but now they're coming to the tail end of their career and really still producing in the playoffs. They have that experience, and when you get that experience mixed with the young core of Wyatt Johnston, the other names are escaping my head here, but, the Dallas Stars have a very, very complete team, and this is what it looks like. Really, when you get that complete team, you get production all over the ice, and it's so important, especially when it comes to a series against the Oilers, who don't really get that production all over the ice. They really rely heavily on their top 2 lines, so when the Dallas Stars are able to score 4 lines deep, you're already at an advantage in the series. Of course, the Oilers are going to score way more, their top 2 lines are going to score way more than your top 2 lines, but that's something you're okay with living with if you're the Dallas Stars. That is getting just overproduction from your depth forwards and from your depth. This is why it's so important to have depth in the playoffs. We talk about it every single year. Is the team that's the most deep always makes the deepest run in the playoffs. Last year, the Vegas Golden Knights, what a complete and deep team that was. The year before that, the Avalanche, what a complete and deep team that was. That's why you see these teams going out at the trade deadline. That's why it's so important, the trade deadline. All these guys, or all these teams, are going out, getting those guys on 1-year contracts that are expiring in the summer, just filling their bottom 6 with talent. And the Dallas Stars did it, the Oilers did it, but the Dallas Stars, had that core before that even. They just look so impressive. They look like they definitely can win the Stanley Cup if they make it that far. However, they do have this Edmonton Oilers team ahead of them to beat, and that's no easy task. We've seen it. The Edmonton Oilers can just score in droves, and we see it in this game that they're playing right now. The Oilers, as the second period is now underway, the Oilers up 2-0. That would be a huge game for the Edmonton Oilers. We'll be talking about that more in our 5th segment. But yeah, the Oilers are a fantastic team. Top to bottom, but maybe the Dallas Stars are just proving that they might be even more. The next player I want to highlight here is Jake Ottinger. This game was a Jake Ottinger masterclass. He stole this one completely from the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers got a few good looks at net at Jake Ottinger, and he just completely shut it down. That's something you love to see from your number 1 goalie. We talked about it on Friday with Jeremy, how he loves Jake Ottinger, and you can really understand why in this game especially. He's such a calm, he just has that calm demeanor in that crease, on that net. He doesn't, he's not too flashy, but he always makes the saves he needs to make. He makes 28 saves in this game, only allowing 1 goal, stopping the top 2 lines, as I mentioned, from the Edmonton Oilers, coming up with a .966 save percentage for the Dallas Stars in this game. He's been fantastic this entire postseason. He is ahead with the goals against average of the guys left in the playoffs. Of course, Joe Woll, Adam Hill, and UC Saros are atop of that, but all those guys only played in 1 series of these playoffs. Jake Ottinger is number 4 on the list, and the only guy still staying in the playoffs here in really the top 6, as the next best guy is Sergei Bobrovsky and Igor Shesterkin, both having amazing playoffs in their own right. But it's Jake Ottinger at a .204 goals against average, who has been absolutely dominant in this one. What a fantastic performance it has been for Jake Ottinger this entire postseason. He has that .204 save or goals against average, but he also has a .922 save percentage. That comes in 5th of all goalies in the postseason, and 2nd is the goalies remaining in the postseason, only behind Igor Shesterkin. And I talk so much about how amazing Igor Shesterkin is and how dominant he has been all postseason long. Jake Ottinger has really been right there with them and has been a large part of why the Dallas Stars are at this point in the playoffs and really continue to go far in the postseasons that they've been in since he has taken over in that 2021 postseason when he did take over, and they went far in that postseason as well. He is a playoff goaltender. He is a fantastic goaltender, one of the top 5 goaltenders in the league. Jake Oettinger has been above and beyond this postseason, and he stole this game right here. So it's a 1-1 series going into this Game 3 that is being played currently. That's huge for the Dallas Stars, because if you drop both games, not saying that is impossible to come back from. They did come back from the 2-0 deficit to Vegas Golden Knights in the first round. However, for the Dallas Stars, it is it's just such a tall task, because you're not going to Vegas, and no offense to Vegas, but Edmonton, playoff hockey in Canada, everybody talks about how different of an atmosphere the playoff hockey in Canada really is, and it's just true. Edmonton is a loud barn, and we saw that in the Vancouver Canucks series when they scored with the minute left in Edmonton. Man, it's I believe it was Ray Ferraro that made the call. It sounds like the roof is about to blow off this place, because it was just that great of an atmosphere. So going back to that, at a 2-0 already series deficit, that is very scary. You're going to count on Edmonton to win one of those games just purely based off of complete, vibes in the building, I guess you could say. But the Stars able to take this one. I wouldn't say steal, but I would say Jake Oettinger absolutely stole this one. 3-1. Once again, the Dallas Stars take the Edmonton Oilers in Game 2. It's a 1-1 series now, so anything can happen. It's a best of 5 at this point. It makes it very exciting. If the Stars are able to steal one in Edmonton, that makes it a way even better series. Now you got a best of 3 going back, and the Dallas Stars have that home ice advantage. So they don't steal back home ice advantage, because the Oilers do take one on the road. However, if they do take one in Edmonton, they do steal it back. So that's something to really look at going into this Game 3 and Game 4 that is being played in Edmonton. If the Dallas Stars are able to take one, and what leads them to taking one? Is it Jake Oettinger, or is it the scoring from their young guys or from their depth? Logan Stankoven is another guy that I believe he's the name I was blanking on earlier, the rookie. He's been amazing this postseason. I believe he has 6 points already in this postseason from the rookie. So looking at him to maybe step up in this one or in this away trip here. But that'll do it for our first segment, talking about the Oilers and the Stars and how impressive the Stars were in this win. When I come back from my break, we'll be talking about the Rangers and how they stole Game 3 in overtime.